Hey guys, sorry. I lost track of time and totally forgot what I was doing. I even put my hair pomade in, ready to get in the shower, do a deep conditioning treatment on my hair, and then Elisa texted me. She's like, power hour? And I'm like, well, I guess I won't be getting in the shower then. So you guys are gonna get me all sweaty and stinky from the gym because I just lost track of time. So I did want to do a couple of things before we jump into any kind of assignments tonight. First of all, as usual, if you guys would send out some reminders to teams, chats, group pages, etc. Of Power Hour, I'd appreciate it. Get some more people on here and let them know that we are doing it. And I just have to sit here with my deep conditioner on my hair while we do Power Hour. It's okay, it won't hurt it. It could use it. So I'm going to send out my reminders now. So I can get the chat to pull up. I'm going to send out my reminders if my internet will load. Okay, so if you guys could let me know when you do that really quickly. And something else I wanted to do as well, so just let me know. My internet is going to be a pain in the butt tonight, of course. Who's not muted? I don't see anybody not muted. We are just sending out reminders to our teams about Power Hour really quickly. Whoever asked for the task. And then what I want you guys to do is to think of something. This is just something I really like to do, so just humor me here, but think of something that happened this last weekend or maybe last week or even maybe today that was something you can celebrate, and please share with us so that we can just celebrate with you. I literally see nobody unmuted. I don't have any earbuds I can even put in. Can you understand what I'm saying, Debbie? Ashley, I don't even see her on here. She's not even on my list. Anyway, I'll try to figure that out because I don't even see that name on here, alphabetically. Yeah, those aren't showing either. Heather's muted. It's showing those people are muted to me. Anyway, something to celebrate. It can be a weight loss thing. It can be a personal life thing. It can be, I don't care what it is. It can be, did I say weight loss already? It could be non-scale, scale. It could be a business thing. It could be whatever, but there's something that you can celebrate every single week. And so I want to celebrate that with you. So if you guys would please put something in the chat that you can celebrate this last week. It's something you've marked off your list, an achievement, a something. Please share with us so we can celebrate with you. I walked all around the town of Naperville. I think Naperville, how do you say that? 20,325 steps. Wow, that's a lot. That's awesome. That's like you've done, like now you have to do like one less day of 10K. Isn't that how that works? Just kidding. Jokes, guys, just jokes. We were at Disney last week, and like I knew we were walking a lot and stuff, but when I would look at my watch every single day, I was blown away. I think that we did like over 20,000 steps every day but the last day, and I was like, holy moly. It was like 10 miles a day that we were walking, and I was just blown away. So able to fit into a size 18. That's great. That's so exciting. I always like when I get to go down a size because then I get to go shopping. My business goal is to increase my Monday bonus check. So far, so good. Did 1 month measurements, down 6 pounds. That's awesome. And 7 inches. Got my bags packed for Club 90. I saw that Tanya, you had said that you were going to pack this week. I actually, because I was just in Disney, sort of like unpacked anything that was like at all long sleeve or like too casual or whatever, and then just repacked like all my swimsuits because we had laundry access at it was kind of like we were staying in a hotel room that was more like a little apartment really, so we had laundry in our room, and so we just did laundry every single day. So I kind of like went through and repacked all my stuff today too, so I'm basically packed as well for Club 90. Lost 4 pounds, obtaining over 10,000 steps a day, 30 minutes of workout 6 days a week. That's awesome. Good for you. And that's great with the whole true transformation going on as well. 2.6 pounds since last Thursday, 5 pounds and 3 inches off my waist last week. You guys are losing weight like crazy. Love to have some Club 90 tips. Okay, maybe we can cover that here in just a minute. Somebody don't let me forget that. Super cute fall skirt is more comfortable. Ooh, fun. Celebrated my daughter being able to start driving again after accident. Connie, I was just telling Darren about your daughter, so hopefully she's feeling better. I know she's been in our thoughts and prayers as I've been kind of following that on your page and stuff and through Kaylee. Converted a sample to a belly blaster. Yay! Projected to hit senior. 4 pounds, signed 2 associates in a week. That's great. That's awesome. Admitting my faults. Got some compliments yesterday. Good for you. Lost 2 more pounds. Can fit. Like, this is so fun. Like, I love doing this with you guys because I like to celebrate what you're celebrating. So forgot to wait. I lost that. If I get down to the bottom or get close to the bottom, it just bumps and I miss everything. My puppy came back after running from me at the end of my run yesterday. Oh my gosh, how scary. That would make me sick. Forgot to put my Vibrant patch on this morning. Realized how amazing it's been helping with my anxiety. I totally agree with that. My mom has neuropathy in her feet, and she like same thing. She ran out, I guess it was last month, and like let herself run out, and she's like, I had no idea like how much it was helping. So was able to wear a suit that was too tight and had to take it up. I've graduated from Lane Bryant. Oh, yay. Bought 2 dress pant sizes. Bought size 2 dress pant size. I will get it out here in a minute. That's awesome. Little bitty. I reconnected with 2 people who told me no, sorry, I can't afford True, and they both ordered. That's a great lesson, is that no doesn't always mean no forever and ever, so congrats to you, Teresa. Okay, so Club 90 tips. If whomever asked that, I didn't really pay any attention to who asked it, could specify on if there's something in particular you're wanting to know, then you can let me know and I'll answer those questions. But I have traveled a lot, so I'm sure that I can go over some things. First and foremost, obviously you want to make sure that you put your like IDs, passport, all of that stuff in something that is easily accessible, because you're going to need it a lot. Oh, not travel, how to achieve it. Oh, I can get there too, but I'm going to go over some travel tips too while I'm on the subject. Might as well, right? Because there's nothing more frustrating than going through an airport and having to constantly search and dig for stuff, right? Like that's just such a freaking headache. So put that stuff where it's easily accessible. Pack some, you know, if you live, especially like I do, where it's going to be cold when we leave for Club 90, pack in your carry-on bag like a change of clothes that you can switch into when you get into warm weather. I know, like, one of the first Club 90s we did that was to Cancun, I wore jeans because it was cold in Indiana, and then we didn't get our bags for like hours and hours later. I mean, like way later, and I had to wear jeans the whole freaking time, and it was so hot. So for those of you leaving for Club 90, that's a couple of ideas as far as that stuff goes. And then a big thing that I talked about for Summit that I'm going to be implementing into this trip as well is, like, it's super fun to like pack fun outfits and cute things and like have all this cool stuff, but at the same time you're traveling internationally. That's stressful as it is. When you travel in any way, you run the risk of like losing your luggage, having your luggage delayed, all of these big headaches, that if you can just decrease some of that, for me it's a huge weight off my shoulders to not have to worry about more things. And so what I have started doing for my travel stuff is I try everything on in advance. And so this trip, I'm literally bringing an outfit for each night for dinner, a whole bunch of bathing suits, some swim covers, and then just a pair of shorts and a handful of t-shirts, and then something to sleep in. So I'm going to keep this super simple, because in the past I have brought like the year that we went to Costa Rica, for whatever reason, between 4 people, we ended up with 9 bags, like 9 bags. Who needs that many? Like I had 2 humongous suitcases that were just my stuff and another bag that was just my stuff. And that's just way too much. There was no reason for it. And guys, I got down there and didn't have any t-shirts with me. Like I didn't have any shirts with me. And I had 3 bags. So it just was a headache. So for those of you going on Club 90 or traveling anywhere really, I recommend that. And then I will label each outfit. Like, this is my dinner for night 1, night 2, night 3, whatever it may be. And then it sounds like a little bit micromanaging, but I promise you guys, it is so much less stressful than digging through like suitcase after suitcase of clothes while you're down there. Just know ahead of time what you're going to be wearing. So there's a few tips there for travel as far as Club 90 goes. How to achieve Club 90. So for this one, I will ask for some audience participation. I think I'm trying to think. Will we be starting Club 90 in November, or we usually start at the beginning of December, I believe. Normally is when the next one will start. And so it's not a bad idea to have a conversation on how people achieve Club 90. This time this time it was a little bit different, and there was some different requirements that a lot of people were like, oh, I can't do that. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, from my perspective on the new requirements, which are, or the last set of requirements, which were 90 kits, and in your first 3 levels, however many of those, 9 of those had to be yours, and you had to have 2 new managing associates. That is the part of it that made a lot of people kind of balk and be like, I don't know about that. But I will tell you guys, if you can get into that habit and that practice, I'm going to be so honest with you, it is going to make you a better associate and distributor overall. It's going to make you a better leader overall, because when you're forced to do something, you will find a way to make it happen. And so some of the things that I know that we were really big into doing this time was continually presenting the opportunity, and that is honestly going to be the key. A happy customer for me is my next incredible distributor, because those people, if they are falling in love with their products, if they're having great results, if they're sending people and referring people to you already, or adding people to your group page, those are people that you can get to say yes to you. And it's all about how you present the opportunity. So as far as that requirement of it goes, if you want more people to do the business side of things, then you have to be talking to more people about the business side. So present that opportunity to them, do it. And I actually released this training to my team that sort of set it up on a schedule. And I don't have my notes sitting right in front of me, obviously, so I'll just give you kind of like the bare bones of the content I gave my team. And I actually think I put that in a podcast that you could probably find, because I was testing my podcasting or stuff out, and I just went ahead and did it that way. But it's like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes long, and it has some really great content in it. But anyway, some of the gist of that schedule is that the key to this and being successful in this is to start this from the very beginning with somebody. So from the very beginning of the follow-up is the way to get them interested. So the schedule went a little bit like, you check on them on day 1. Obviously, that's something I think we all teach, is to make sure that they're confident and comfortable taking their products, that they feel like good about how to take them, that they're, remembering to eat, drink their water, those sort of things. So following up with them then, and then throughout that first week. And then however this works for you in that situation, it's obviously going to be situational, but the first time they have something positive to pop back at you, a result, or I love this because of this, I love the energy, or I haven't had Diet Cokes all week, or, you guys get what I'm saying. When they pop back at you, some sort of positiveness, some sort of result, then that is the first moment that you introduce this. And the way that I do that is, you know what, Janelle, that's incredible. I'm so excited for you. I know how exciting and how, what it feels like to lose weight that first week, and so on and so forth. And then I end it with something very, very simple, which is, if you just remember, if you think of any friends or family that may enjoy those results as well, you could earn some, you can be compensated towards your next order, or something along those lines. You can earn some money towards your next order, or you can earn referral bonuses to help you pay for your products, or something along those lines. Obviously situational, depending on, the type of relationship you have with that person and the conversations you had and so forth. But just, it's sort of like a drip campaign. And people do this all the time, these drip campaigns, and it's just constantly putting in front of people, what you want them to know and what you want them to see. So that would be your first introduction. And then the podcast and the schedule goes on to explain, the next time you hear from them, the next time you follow up, the next time you go to them and ask them how they're doing and what the result is, just drip a little bit more, and just keep dripping. Just, hey, don't forget, if you think of any friends or family, you know, maybe they send a referral your way, and you drip again. Hey, listen, you are already enrolled as an associate. You already have a link. Let me just send it to you for you to help them, put them in a three-way chat with me. I'll help you answer their questions, but let's get you the money for this referral. If you're going to help me, let me help you. So just being very strategic in how you're communicating with people is super, super effective. Being aware of happy customers, but even the ones that are sort of low maintenance, don't say a whole lot, don't share their thoughts and feelings, those people, you know, just plant that seed. Somebody asked for the link. Let me see if I can find it. But like I said, I think it has good content in it, and I don't mind to share it at all if I can find it. So, as far as that requirement goes, you'll hear, if you listen to this podcast, that's going to be, I think, some of my number one tips for that requirement, because I think that for the majority of people is what causes them some pause, because they feel like they don't know how to do that. They feel like they can't get people selling. And like I said, the key to that is, if you want more people to join you, then you have to talk to more people. You have to present the opportunity. As nice as it would be for people to just fall into our laps, that just doesn't happen. You know, sometimes it does, and we are like so thankful for those that come to us and are like, I want to sell. 90% of the time, that's not going to happen. So we have to be the ones to present it. And doing it in this kind of takes, it's like a no pressure way, where you're just sort of like sending them gentle nudges. Somebody's not muted, there we go. And reminders there. So, okay, so I found the episode. And this was literally, I guess it's 18 minutes long, and I was doing it just to test out my podcasting stuff. So let me send it here. Just give me a second, and I'll go over some more things. I'm gonna send it to myself. So then I can copy it from there. So it's called Stop Wasting Time and Follow Up Like a Pro. And so it just goes over a follow-up schedule, but that follow-up schedule is going to be key in the managing associate portion of that requirement. So then the other requirements are going to be the 90 hits in your first 3 levels and 9 personal. So as far as the personal part goes, tips are kind of similar there as far as you talk to more people. I have heard so many ridiculous excuses lately from people where they're like, my business isn't doing this, or I'm feeling discouraged, or feeling unsure, or I'm just not this or that. And my answer is going to be, what were you doing when things were growing for you? Take a look back at that time when things were on fire for you, and tell me what you were doing then. Is it your energy? Is it your confidence level? Is it whatever may be going on in your life right now or back then? Or where is it that you were giving more time and energy to your business? Was it that you, I don't know, maybe were friendlier, bubblier, whatever, with the people that you're talking to? Are you, you know, if you take a look at your conversations right now, are you showing them your personality, showing them that you care, or are you simply just answering the bare minimum of the question? And I think that if you guys can any of you that may feel uncertain about your own personal abilities, if you could take like just a moment and really do some introspection and look at the conversations you're having or the way that you're communicating or the amount of people that you're communicating with, I bet you can identify a problem. And that's the first step. If you can identify the problem, then you can fix the problem. You know, some of the people that I've seen say, are discouraged or unsure, I know they're not giving their business the time that they once were. I can see it. And if I can see it, then obviously there's a problem because I have a ginormous organization. And if I can pinpoint the people that aren't giving this the time and energy that they once were, then that is an issue, obviously. And the other thing is that these same people are also always the people that we're constantly having to stay on, to keep up with what's going on, the announcements, and the people that I see that are constantly getting complaints that their customers aren't hearing back from them. You know, this seems so simple and so obvious, but if you want to make sales, you have to take care of your customers, because if you don't, somebody else will. Somebody else wants that customer and they will take care of them. And then you have no reason to be mad over that because you weren't doing your job, right? So again, that's a little bit off of the beaten path and kind of like on a tangent, but if you are concerned about your personal skills, get with your upline. Maybe if you're new or you don't understand something, it could be just as simple as a little bit of retraining, a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of them taking a look at your conversations and saying, well, here's how I would do it. And the way that I do it is always exactly the same. It's been exactly the same from the moment we released control kits that we could customize in any way, shape, or form. And that is to have a conversation with people, to find out exactly what their needs are, to ask them, you know, the simple question of, you know, are you drinking water? How much water are you drinking? Do you struggle with constipation or any kind of GI issues? Asking them good questions, asking them the questions that get you the answers that you need to help them. Control kits are still, well, packages, I guess they're not called that anymore, which is going to be adjustment. So you may hear me say control kit. I apologize. It's just a habit. But packages are still customizable. And so it's still our job to get them the package that's going to fit their needs the best. Putting people in a package just to get them started is not the best answer for them all the time. If you're just trying to get people slinging out product and just trying to get people started, you know, maybe somebody needs renew and you're just trying to get them started on the product and they're not somebody that has a whole lot of faith. And if they don't lose weight right away, they may not give you a second chance at making a suggestion for them. So find out right off the bat, what are the things that they need to be successful. And then fitting them with that package. And it's not just as simple as, well, this is what I need. This is what you need, right? Tell them why you have selected that this is the right package for them. You know, you mentioned that you know, for example, I had somebody come to me and say that they struggled, you know, with what our products bothered them because they struggled with anxiety. And, you know, we had already had a conversation. I had already been like, you know, I think the combo will be great for you, because she didn't have a whole lot of other issues going on. She just was really, really struggling with, you know, energy level, the energy to work out, and, you know, controlling the cravings, but she was still drinking her water and she was eating pretty good. And so we'd had this conversation. And she never mentioned once in the conversation that she struggled with anxiety. And then she did mention it. And so I was like, I'm so glad that you told me that, because I have this perfect package for you. And I just continued to explain the patch up matchup package, which is the combo, and the patches, the vibrant patches. And so when I explain a package to somebody, I'm going to tell them, this is the items I picked for you, and here's why. I think that this is going to help you to control your cravings, burn fat, help you with your feelings of anxiousness, and help you to stay calm and relaxed, and all of those different things. So going into exactly why you are suggesting a package to somebody is super important, because if people are going to tell you no, or they're going to not answer your messages or whatever it may be, then 90% of the time it's because they don't understand the value of the product at hand. They don't understand what it's going to do for them. So if we can explain to them the benefits as we understand them and the benefits that we see where these could help them, then that's going to help to give them that value that they're needing to say yes. I truly believe that, like earlier somebody was saying on here that they're celebrating people telling them no before, and now they are a yes. They've told them yes. Well, maybe it's because they've finally been able, there's been a post or something that was said, or the direction the conversation went helped them to finally see the value of the product. Everything is too expensive for you if it isn't something you value. Louis Vuitton purses are ridiculously expensive, but people pay for those things every frickin' day because somebody has said this purse is worth $3,000 and they've decided that that's valuable to them. The same is true in this instance. So helping them to see the value of how it can help them in particular. So those are a few of my tips, I guess. Like I said, check your energy level, check your confidence level, check your what you're saying to people. And if you're being short with them, are you sharing with them your personal experiences? Are you sharing with them why you love the product? Are you sharing on your Facebook wall your journey, your other customers' journeys, your associates' journeys, your sideline, downline, crossline? Are you sharing those successes with people and sort of checking all these boxes to stay relevant and stay present? I mentioned before that I've seen a lot of people saying that they're questioning their business or they are questioning themselves, but then I click over onto their page and I can see they're not doing these things that we're talking about. They're not talking to their customers. They don't have the same energy. They're not showing up in their business like they once were. And then they're also not posting on their Facebook wall. It's like I have to scroll, or what they are posting is more like an infomercial than something that I want to come back and see more of. And so, a lot of these issues that people have can really, really be debunked and broke down if you just do a little bit of searching and looking back at maybe some things that you were doing that were working for you. Take a look at those and figure out how you can reintegrate that into what you're doing every single day. Talking to more people, and if at one time you were talking to hundreds of people a week and now you're talking to tens of people a week, that's a big difference. If you want to get the yeses, then you're going to need to talk to more people. So for that requirement, I guess those would be my tips. I guess I went a little bit down a rabbit hole there. But hopefully something I said was helpful. I know that weight loss is one of the main draws. Lori, let's see. So what do you do in the case of, sorry, my dog is like throwing herself at our front door. So if you hear anything, it's my psycho dog. No, that's fine. I want to give you guys, don't ever apologize. I want to give you guys what you need help with anyway. So, what do you do in the case of you didn't need to lose weight or anything like that? It's really simple. Ask people in your upline, downline, sideline for their stories, because I'm there too. Like I've never had diabetes, so I don't have a diabetic testimony, but there are some people out there with some incredible testimonies. I don't suffer from PCOS or endometriosis, but there's people out there that do and have some incredible stories, and I can share those. So ask around, collect those stories, be a collector of stories. That's something that I do even to this day. If I see an incredible before and after photo, it doesn't have to be me. I could be like, holy crap, look at this. Valerie is just crushing it. She's lost XYZ weight. She's had this experience. And I just share. I don't have to share their whole long drawn out thing. I can just say, look at so-and-so, look at how awesome this is. If you want to read the whole testimony, if you want to know her whole story, send me a message. And then you can tag or share that testimony with people. So absolutely you utilize the tools that you have at hand, the people you have around you to help you with answering those questions. I always try to say that we're not ever in the business of convincing, so let the results speak for themselves. And it's okay if you don't have a health testimony yourself or a weight loss testimony yourself. You've helped somebody likely that did have an incredible testimony, or your upline has been there, or a sideline. Ask for those. Yeah, on your personal wall, absolutely. I share that stuff all the time. Like, there was this girl the other day and I thought she was so pretty, like before obviously and after, and I just shared, like, look how hot so and so is looking, like she's feeling good about herself, you can see confidence all over her face. And I just sort of like talked her up and shared the result on my wall. That there's nothing wrong with that. And I ask my customers all the time when they come to me and say, here's my before and my after, or I've lost this amount of weight, I'll ask them, like, do you take your before and after pictures? Do you have a before and after? And would you mind me sharing it? You know, do you mind if I share this post or this picture with my friends? Or, you know, if somebody comes along and they have an incredible health testimony, I'll be like, can I put your story in my portfolio, which is a virtual portfolio, but in my portfolio to share down the road. And I don't know, maybe once or twice I've ever had somebody say that they didn't want me to, or they didn't want me to share it publicly. I could share it in my customer group, but they didn't want me to share it publicly, or maybe not tag them in it, which is fine. But on the lines of that, if they're willing to let you share it on your personal profile, ask them if they can if you can tag them, because then their friends are going to see it and they're going to see their before and after photo, and they're going to be like, hold the phone, what is Susie doing? I want to know everything about it. And that may just open up another door for you for new people. So that would be my tip on that. I feel like there was something else I was going to say about one of the requirements. Did I hit all the requirements? Can anybody tell me if I'm missing something? We did the managing associate, your personal sales. As far as the team building portion goes, these 90 kits can come from you personally or anybody in those first 3 levels. So obviously working with people, some of the things I talked about before, if you can take some of those tactics and those methods and sort of duplicate the process, it is a little bit different. It takes some time. It takes some keeping track of people. But if you can start somebody out, like I was telling you guys earlier about the dripping campaign, get them started, help them create their links. Something that I've been doing to help those people is telling them to just focus on the core packages that are going to be, you know, beneficial for pretty much everybody, and just send them. I create their link for those packages, like a trial and the combo, and I love the patch up match up one, because people are going to fall in love with those patches if nothing else, and like a kit with renew and those sort of things. So those basic core packages, and I'm just like, I explain to them that this link is for this link is for this, but let me help you, let me, you know, put me in a 3-way message with anybody that you have that's interested. We'll figure out what's best for them together, and then just go ahead and providing them the links for those so that they don't have to worry right now about learning how to work the tool site and knowing all this and knowing all that. Break it down, keep it simple, and really work closely with them to help them. If you can start to duplicate that process, you know, that's how they were brought in. So that's what they're going to know. So then that's what they'll do with their person. And then that's what they're, and so if you can sort of, you know, whenever we needed to change up a little bit in our training process on how we were doing things, that right there is exactly how we duplicated it down the line. Was I took a look at the way that we trained people, and I said, these are the areas that I feel like are missing. At the time, it was warm market. We didn't do enough training people how to talk to people they already knew. So I said, this is what I feel like is missing. We did a little bit of market research and learning what other people were doing, and then created a warm market system. And so the way we taught it was I took my people, my level ones, and my leadership, and I said, here's this, let me train you, and then you train yours, and they train theirs, and that's how we duplicated it down the line. And the same is true for this process. It may seem a little weird, it may be a little bit uncomfortable, but if you get somebody started where they know that, you know, they can help somebody else to pay for their products, or they can help somebody else pay a light bill or this or that, then that'll be the way they started, and what they know, and how they will grow from there. So does that make sense? So it may seem strange at first, but if you go down that route, it will start to duplicate. It may take a little bit of time, and it may take a little bit of reiteration and practice. You know, when I was learning the cold market system, because I learned cold market before, way before I learned how to talk to people I actually knew. I was talking to people I didn't know. So when I learned the cold market system, the concepts I got, they were there. I feel like I'm a pretty quick study. I pick up on things pretty quickly. But I think that Kaylee had to train me at least twice, if not 3 times, on the cold market system, just because I just needed somebody to go back over it for me, so that in my head I could connect the dots on how to apply it with my own personal touches. Because I don't ever like to just do something exactly the way. I want everything to be a little bit personal and add some personal touches. And so I just needed help connecting those dots in my brain. So it may take a little bit of helping your leadership through this, helping yourself through this, setting up reminders on your phone so that you remember when and where and who you need to talk to, and all those things. But if you can start that process, I think that, you know, especially right now, start it right now before we start Club 90, and get into the practice, get into the habit, get into asking the right questions to people, you know, figuring out the areas where you struggle, whether it be actual conversation, time management, you know, maybe the issue you need to work out is less of who you're saying things to and what you're actually saying to them. Or maybe you need to work out, you know, maybe a better schedule for when you can respond to people, and giving that some time, or whatever it may be. Figure out those things right now, so that when Club 90 launches in December, which I'm not saying that I know anything, I don't know anything, but that's just typically when it is restarts in December. Then you've created these habits, and you are ready to go when that launches, because you can start somebody right now, and if they hit managing during that Club 90 period, that's one of your new managing associates. So it's never ever too early to start thinking about these things. So no, this is definitely a perfect conversation for today. It wasn't what I had planned, but it was even better than I had planned. So Valerie, thank you for your awesome questions. Does anybody else have any questions about, I don't know what that emoji is, any questions about anything I've said, or any other questions about anything at all? I don't know what those emojis are, because they don't show up on my end, so I don't know what that means. Absolutely, no problem. Does anyone have any questions? Hopefully that was helpful, because I think that was a good refresher for people too. Absolutely. 100% agree. You know, these people that are out there that are professional trainers in the marketplace and in sales and in different arenas in general, you know, every time they go and they step on a stage, are they training on the same, are they training on something different? No, very rarely. Usually they're stepping on a stage to train on exactly the same thing every single time. And I know that in 1 year, I heard one speaker speak 3 different times. And he spoke on the same thing all 3 times. And I will tell you 100% without a doubt, I picked up on something different each time I heard it, and picked up, you know, in that moment, at that time, you know, another set of something clicked, or another piece of the puzzle clicked, or something. And so it never ever hurts to rehear some of that stuff. Do you have any examples of what, hang on, sorry, every time I get like towards the bottom of this chat, if somebody messages it will like scroll up and I lose everything. Do you have any examples of what you asked them? I have a hard time with this. Yeah, so I basically asked them the same thing every single time. And so let's just say, for example, that they put in my customer group, and they're just like info or interested or something along those lines. And you know, that's basically all they say. Then I will message them and I will say, hey, so-and-so, or hey, girl, I see that you're interested in losing a little bit of weight. I saw your comment. How much are you looking to lose? And start out the conversation right then and there. I want to know if they want to lose 200 pounds, if they want to lose 20 pounds, if they want to lose 5 pounds. It's important. I want to know it. That's going to play a factor in what I recommend as well, because you would think that somebody that maybe only wants to lose 15 pounds, oh, just put them on the combo. They'll just lose those 15 pounds. Well, I'm here to tell you that those 15 pounds, those last 15 are usually the hardest. So with those people, more than anybody, I may need to specifically find out why they're struggling to lose those 15 pounds, what areas they need help with. So things like that are important to me. I want to know, like, their daily routine. Are you eating breakfast? Like, do you have time to consume meals? Like, what does that look like as far as that stuff goes? Do you struggle with constipation or any sort of like gastrointestinal issues such as bloating, water retention, etc.? And how much water are you drinking? Those are the top 3 that I want to know, because that's going to tell me whether they need maybe just better nutritional value in their life. So something like a Replace shake, a box of those to help them get in a healthier snack, a healthier breakfast, etc. Do they need Renew for those gastrointestinal issues? Most people have some sort of issue like that, whether it be bloating, again, water retention, constipation. You know, there's a huge population of people that are just chronically constipated, and that's a big problem for weight loss. So having those types of conversations can be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's important because we need to help them. And then the water question is obviously going to tell me whether they need some heart hydration, some electrolytes in their system, that sort of thing. So those are my top 3 questions. And then sometimes, just depending on like our previous conversation, or maybe if I'm trying to like hit a goal or something, I will also ask them if they have any friends or family interested in joining. And then from the answer to that question, that opens up a whole nother can of worms, if you will. So that comes down to, well, you know, the referral conversation and going over that they can be compensated for referring those people, or I can just help them. So it just depends on where they're at with that sort of stuff. So those are the things that I ask, pretty much the same every single time. Again, it does change slightly just depending on our previous conversations, the things that they tell me, but it, like everything at this point, like I've almost got down to a science when it comes to conversation, and it's they pretty well flow the same. Very rarely anymore. Every once in a while somebody will throw me something that I'm like, what? But it's like 4.5 years into this. It's like I pretty well know how things are going to go. So any other questions? These are great questions. I don't know who his name is under FBI Unit 26, but I freaking love it. I think that's hilarious. I love it. We have a secret agent in our chat room right now. Okay. Any other questions about anything that I covered? Oh, thank you guys for your time. As always, I appreciate it. I'm so sorry that I was late. But I see you guys can see I still got my hair pomade in. Ready for my shower. Thank you, Valerie. I love them too. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any more questions come in. I know we were about 10 minutes late, but it has been an hour since Power Hour was technically supposed to start, so I don't want to hold you guys over too much. Truly, truly appreciate your time that you guys give them for inviting your teams and for sharing and for enjoying and learning and hanging with us and working with us. I know we didn't get any work done today, but hopefully you got something valuable out of this. It is recorded. It will be up on the YouTube channel for watching it later. I'm going to put in the comments again really quickly that podcast that I was alluding to, because like I said, this is a 20-minute podcast and I only went over the bare bones of it. So hopefully you can check that out and listen to the whole 20 minutes of the follow-up schedule that I recommend. If you can't, then check out like Anchor or wherever you listen to your podcast to, and look for Allison Carlson. It's under Allison, Allison Carlson. And there's just one episode on there because, like I said, it was truly just a test run of my equipment. The YouTube channel, let me get that link too. I should have it memorized by now, but I can barely remember what day it is. So hang on, I will put that in the comment section too. And Brooke usually has those up for us within a week or so, if not sooner, just depending on what her work stuff is like, but they come up pretty quickly. So those should be, I was supposed to hit the stream and it'll stream it straight over to there, but I forgot to do that. So the account is youtube.com/C/True Power Hour. And I'll copy and paste that into the chat. But all previous Power Hours go up on there. youtube.com/C/True Power Hour. So that's the link. And that's all I've got for tonight, guys. Thank you, Valerie, and everybody for the great questions and good conversation and prompting an important lesson tonight. So again, as always, I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to the next one, which is, hang on, hold the phone, tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time with Laura Brown, and we will see you then. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.